beheaded babies, pregnant women that were burnt alive, parents that will never see their kids again. With over 1,400 murdered, thousands injured, and hundreds kidnapped, October 7, 2023 has become Israel's 9/11. The atrocities are unimaginable. Evil has been redefined by Hamas terrorists. Today, we're gonna hear one of many victim stories. We are here with Omri Almog, whose sister Chen is currently kidnapped in the Gaza Strip with her 3 young children, Agam, Gal and Tal, only 17, 11 and 9 years old. The oldest sibling, Yam, was murdered by Hamas terrorists, as well as his sister's husband, Nadav. Omri, can you tell me how you're feeling right now? Is it rage, pain, anger, hope, all together perhaps?
I feel all together. I was in Kfar Aza in the kibbutz last Friday, not this Friday, before, very close to the incident of October 7. I went to my sister's house, to my parents' house. They all live in Kfar Aza. Nadav's parents live in Kfar Aza. Nadav's sister live in Kfar Aza. And the main feeling that I have when I was at my sister's home is shame. It's under beyond humiliation. It's like imagine a kids that you kiss goodnight and you put them in bed and you wake up in the morning and they wear pajamas and somebody take them or took them out from the bed and you don't know where are they. And this is the situation right now. I said my parents and Nadav's parents were in a trip in Bulgaria out of the state. And
on Saturday.
On Saturday, yes. When the incident started, we tried to get some information. It was a chaos in the kibbutz. Because the IDF, the Army of Israel, tried to re-establish the control on the kibbutz, and it took over 30 hours to fight over each house of the kibbutz. After one day, after 25, 26 hours, we exchanged WhatsApp with Yam. Yam is the only one that was with phone in the safe room, and she exchanged WhatsApp with the grandmothers, with me, with the army, because she served in the army. So she talked to her commander, she talked to her friends, and she tried to do basically everything she can. Hamas regime go in and out of the house 4 or 5 times. We lost connection with Yam around 12 noon. This is the last time we talk, and then there is no more connection. And in this situation, we didn't know what happened. On Sunday, first they said they have 4 bodies in the house. On Sunday night, they said there are only 2 bodies, and we're looking for the rest. It was over 9 days they were missing. Chen, Agam, Gal, and Yam, and Tal. So after 9 days, they changed from missing to kidnapped.
So this is exactly what I wanted to ask. How are you dealing with the need to, basically I would say the survival need to fight in order to bring your family members back, and the need to grieve? You know, the funerals during Chen's birthday, she was still in the Gaza Strip. She wasn't even able to bury her own daughter, her husband.
Chen right now, she lost her husband, she lost her daughter, and she's somewhere in Gaza. This is the situation. It's amazing to think about it. It's beyond belief. But also when we go after 7 days, we go to Shfaim. We bury them in Shfaim because we cannot bury anyone in Kfar Aza. We're going to move them to Kfar Aza later on. So when we go again to the place in Shfaim, it was Chen and Nadav anniversary on 29th of October. So it's all mixed up together.
Can you imagine what's going on Chen and the kids' minds
in Hamas captivity right now?
I'm trying to not think about that because I'm imagine future. I'm imagine bright future. I know my sister is very, very strong mentally and physically. I'm worried about the kids. I know they together. I know they alive, and I'm hoping that we're gonna do everything to bring them back because we need help. We cannot bring them back ourselves.
You know, during the last few weeks, you must have heard there has been a lot of discussion about a potential deal facilitated by Qatar, maybe also by the Egyptians, to bring the Israeli hostages back. Do you trust this path, or perhaps you trust more, rely on the IDF operational efforts, attempts to bring the hostages back?
Everybody in the world asks this question. Every time I talk to somebody, they ask me this question. The answer is like that. First, I have nobody else to trust. I talk to the people in Israel. I talk to the people like Gal Hirsch and his people. I talk to the President of Israel. And no matter who I talk to, this is the people I have to trust, the army and the government. There's a big disbelief between the government and the citizens, especially the people that lives around Gaza. And the main thing, the first thing that the state of Israel owes us is to bring back these 240 hostages. This is the first thing. Now you have to understand we're dealing not with a state. I don't know if Qatar can do something in this situation. I don't know if Hamas listen to Qatar. This organization, they have no way we're going to leave them to live on the same planet we do. It's a cruel torture organization. All they care is to make us, to give us a pain and to make us crazy here in Israel.
And I wanted to ask you, you have the stage, you have the opportunity to speak to the international community, to the world's leaders, to the United Nations, to the European Union. What would you like to convey? Which message would you like to convey to them?
I said in the beginning that imagine that you put your kid to sleep in the night and in the morning you can't find him in his bed and you don't know where he is. And not only your kid, but the whole neighborhood. There's 32 kids there. There's over 60 women, elderly. So I said to the foreign minister office in Israel that we have to go out and see people in person and show them the family and talk to them about the family, about the incident, and explain them what happened. If I show somebody the house of my sister in Kfar Aza, it's different than I talk to I don't know who. Yeah. And when the people goes out all over the world, it's especially the educated people in England, in USA, they go out and they support the Islam, support Hamas. They don't really know what happened.
I want to refer to what you said earlier, that you think Chen is very strong, but you're worried about the kids. I'd like to ask you, how optimistic are you indeed that you will be able to see Chen and the kids anytime soon?
You're going to see them, I don't know when. They're alive and they're going to come back to Israel. There's no other option. They have some scratch from that, I'm sure. Now they took them to Gaza, they put them underground, I don't know where. I believe they're all together. This is one way. Another way that the world needs to understand, there is nothing like that happened in the world ever. That any organization took kids, they have nothing to do with anything with this conflict, and they hold them. Today is 26 days almost, and nobody know anything about them. They don't show picture, they don't talk to nobody. So the world need to wake up, and especially about the kids. The kids cannot be in prison, anyone, anywhere. It's not just us, it's not my problem, it's not my private problem. And this is the meaning, this is what I want to say to the world. This is the main thing that they need to understand.
What will be the first thing you want to tell Chen and the kids when you see them?
I'm sorry. You know, I think somebody... In Israel we have some kind of attitude that we never wrong. Nobody put the key on the table and said, I'm leaving, I make a mistake. And it's bad situation. So I want to tell them that I'm sorry that this has happened to them. I'm going to kiss them, I'm going to say to them that I love them, but the first thing I want to say to them, like the state of Israel, I'm sorry it's happened to you.
So Omri, I wish you just good news and please stay strong. Thank you very much for being with us today.